Hi, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Jess Camila O'Neill. I'm really excited to be talking to you today. I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself and give you a little bit more information about me and my life and some of the stories that I have to tell. And then we could start a conversation, talk about what's going on with you, and maybe help each other out on this incredible journey called life. When I was 17 years old, I was involved in an accident that shattered both my legs and most of the bones in my face. And I was told that I would never walk again. And it was a very harrowing time because most of the time up to that I had been a really active cowgirl and I had been a singer and a dancer, and I was looking at getting into Cincinnati Conservatory of Music for a career in musical theater. And I had been so set up and just kind of like formed to do this life that once that happened and I was confronted with never walking again, it literally shook me to my core. It stopped everything. And which is something that I want to talk about. You know, it's like learning how to do life beyond all these scenarios and all these situations that everybody's telling us that this is going to be you, this is going to be you, you're the percentage and you're the statistic, and how to overcome that and how to just keep going and doing what your spirit tells you that you're here to do and being inspired and keep going. When I had my accident, I was in a hospital bed for about 9 months with my feet elevated above my heart because that was the only way they were healing. And it was an intense time. It was very intense on my family. We lived in Buffalo Valley, Wyoming, which is really snowy, and our house was not handicap friendly at all, so getting around in a wheelchair was ridiculous, and even getting in and out of our house was treacherous. But so many good things came of it. I do remember specifically when the doctors had told me, hey, you know, you're probably not going to walk again, and if you do, it's going to be really abnormal. And so every night when everybody else was sleeping and we had put my hospital bed in the kind of like TV room of our house, I would practice walking from my hospital bed to about maybe a couch that was about 3 feet away. And sometimes it would take me all night long to get there. It would literally take me all night to get those 3 feet. And sometimes I would make it over to the couch and not be able to make it back. And so, you know, my mom would find me like, how did you get over here? What are you doing? But it's that kind of persistence and perseverance and faith that I had in myself that has gotten me to be able to walk again and do a lot of activities again. And so today's episode, I want to talk about saying yes to your life, saying yes to scary things, saying yes to pain, things that are painful, and moving through that. So I had a couple different instances. 2 weekends ago, I went to Banff with a couple girlfriends on a little bachelorette weekend, and we were going to go ice skating on Lake Louise. And I was a little nervous. I was like, it's sometimes, even though I've been doing this for 20 years, it's a little intimidating to be in a group of people who are all very physically healthy and physically beautiful and, you know, just these incredible powerhouse women, and I am honored to be in their presence. And knowing that I'm going to be faced like, oh man, I'm going to be the one that has to say, shit, this, I can't do this, or, oh, you guys, you go ahead, and then kind of feeling like being the party pooper. But we got to the ice skating rink, and I was like, man, I'm just going to rent the skates. I'm going to say yes to renting the skates. So that's one step. And then, okay, yes, I'm going to try them on, see how they feel on my feet. Does this hurt to put my feet in these ice skates? So we're sitting out on the side of the lake. It's beautiful. I mean, these mountains are incredible just surrounding us, and finding the joy in that moment of like, man, I'm putting ice skates on at Lake Louise in Canada with my girlfriends. That's yes enough. So then saying yes to that, and then I was like, I'm going to try this. I am going to just get out there on the ice and try this. Being ready to totally just fall on my face and do whatever it takes, but I'm going to just do it. So I, you know, kind of like limp out to the lake and start skating around, and I did one full circle of the ice skating rink, and then it was just too painful, you know, so I had to go and take the skates off. But I can't focus on what I didn't do. because I said yes. I met myself there, and I was grateful in every moment, like grateful that I could feel parts of my feet that maybe I had never felt before, and grateful that I was amongst this incredible natural beauty, and grateful that I had the gumption to say yes and not be afraid. So that was really powerful to me. I felt so good after I did that. I felt so much better of just like bringing my full self to that situation. And then last week, my son has ski lessons every Friday at Snow King Mountain in Jackson Hole. And what's really awesome is if you have the opportunity to have your kid take lessons there, they usually need people to ride up the chairlift with the kids. So they'll, get you a discounted lift ticket. They'll help you out and get you a discounted rental for skis if you need it. So I had been wanting to like shift up and maybe try skiing. I tried skiing the year after my son was born, and it was not a good experience for me, in the sense of I made it up the tram and then had to halfway down have my husband come back up the mountain and actually kind of carry me down the hill because I could not ski anymore. So it was just so painful. The boots were so painful and my legs were just weak and in pain, and I couldn't do it. So that was very disheartening for me. So I was a little nervous. I was like, man, I know I need to get back up on that horse and do it, but I'm really afraid. So then I was like, what's the worst thing I could do? I'm going to say yes. So that last Friday, it was blizzarding, and I was like, I don't know if I want to be skiing in the blizzard, and all these excuses, like all these no's going on in my mind. So I just was like, carpe diem. Today is the day. If I don't do it today, when am I going to do it? When am I going to have this opportunity again? Even if it's small, even if it's the tiniest window, when am I going to have this opportunity again? So I said yes, and I walked up to the ski rental. I was like, I would like some skis. And I was like, even putting my feet in ski boots hurts because of the way that my ankle is stuck. It's kind of stuck up like a Barbie doll's foot, with a lot of, like probably about 1.5 inches of space between my heel and the floor. And so I was even nervous about taking that step. I was like, okay, I'm just going to put my feet in here. I'm just going to see what it feels like. And if it doesn't feel horrible, then what am I not doing? So I put it on, and they actually felt good. I don't know what the difference was or what was going on, but it felt good. So I was like, okay, give me the skis. And I walked down to the little magic carpet, which is, when I was young, it was called the rope toe, but now you have these amazing kind of flat escalators, I guess, like a walkway that you see in the airport. They have those at the ski hills now. And so here I am, and I got all my gear on, and I was like, oh, this is it, it's carpe diem. And I'm on the little magic carpet, and I just started crying because the sun broke through the clouds, and this incredible ray of light came down off the mountain, and here I am with like probably 10 other little kids, like between the ages of 5 and 3, and then we're all on the magic carpet, and I was like, yes, I'm doing it, this is it, I feel so good, I'm just so glad I said yes. And I literally was crying because even getting into the boots, getting onto that magic carpet, getting in the skis was a big deal to me, and I said yes to it, and I ended up having an amazing day. I skied with my son. I was able to go with him on his first chairlift ride ever, and that was so cool to just be a part of his journey. And also it was my journey too, of like, I used to ski, even competitively growing up, and I was a very big skier, and I loved it. So getting back in that space, even though I was with the beginners ski class, that's actually where I am right now, and I just felt so honored to be learning again. And so I'm inspiring you to say yes. Even if you pick one day this week, one day this month, start now. Say yes to something. Like, okay, my New Year's resolution was to work out more. Say yes to that today. Do it today. There's never been more opportunity. Like, there really is no excuses. There's millions of videos on YouTube to like do ab workouts, to yoga. There's really no excuse. So say yes today. I want to eat healthy. Pick one day a week where you eat nothing but vegetables and fruits and clean protein and no sugars. One day, that's it. And if you can't do one day, pick one morning. So today's episode is about saying yes, and I am grateful that I have this venue and this platform to say yes. This was a yes for me. Doing this video blog was a yes, and I had been putting it off for a year, people. A year. I have been gathering information, gathering kind of a platform, gathering media, gathering all the stuff that goes with doing a video blog, and then I just had to say yes. So today is your day. Carpe diem. Subscribe to my channel, comment in below and tell me what it is that you're doing, that you're saying yes to, and let's keep each other accountable, and let's keep each other inspired, and let's say yes. Let's say yes to life. Thank you for tuning in. I really love you. I love you. If you need that today, that is for you. So thank you for giving me this platform and this space, and I hope you have an amazing week. I'll check back in with you next time.